Hi students, so today in this video I am going to start with the basics of trigonometry. So right from the basics we will discuss about trigonometry. So the word trigonometry itself is derived from two Greek words, trigonon and metron. Trigonon means that which is related to triangles, metron means study or measurement. So therefore trigonometry is nothing but a science which deals with study of triangles or measurement of triangles. So basically triangle means a three-sided figure which has three sides. I can take as ABC and which has three angles at the vertices. So therefore in trigonometry generally we will discuss how to measure the sides, angles, the relations and all these things we will discuss. So what is an angle first of all? What is an angle? So angle is nothing but, angle is actually union of two rays with common end point or inclination of two rays with common end point. So this is the common end point. We have taken two rays. So the inclination between these two rays with common end point is taken as angle. Okay, and the amount of rotation required to bring one ray into the position of the other. So if you are rotating this ray, in order to bring into the position of other ray, how much of rotation is required? That is called as magnitude of the angle. Okay, so magnitude of the angle. Now, so if we are starting from this ray, if the rotation starts from this ray, we will call this as initial ray. And we are going to end up at this ray, means it is called as terminal ray. So the ray at which we start our rotation is called as initial ray, and the ray which or where we are going to end up is called as terminal ray. So this is the amount of rotation required, which is called as magnitude of the angle. So starting from the initial ray, if we are rotating in the anti-clockwise direction like this, if you are rotating in anti-clockwise direction, whatever angle you are getting is positive angle. Okay, and starting from initial ray, so I am taking the initial ray here, I am taking the terminal ray here. So starting from initial ray, if you are rotating in clockwise direction like this to reach the terminal ray, starting from initial ray, if you are rotating in clockwise direction to reach terminal ray, whatever angle you are getting is negative angle. So depending on the direction of rotation, you will get positive angles or negative angles. So basically angle is nothing but inclination between two rays. Okay, so next for measurement of angles, we need some units. So angle must be measured means some units must be there basically. So there are three systems. But actually in higher studies we use only two systems. So three systems are, we will use degree measure or sexagesimal system. Okay. We will use grade measure, which is also called as centesimal system. We will use radian measure, which is also called as circular measure. So in our higher studies, we will be measuring the angle only in degrees or radians. This grade measure we will not use actually. So just for our information, we can learn what it is. But generally degrees and radians will be used for measurement of angles. So what is degree, what is grade, radian, we will discuss now. So what is degree? So for example, I take a ray. So you rotate the ray completely through a cycle like this. Rotate the ray completely through one cycle like this. So for one complete rotation here, you get a full circle, no? So this full circle is divided into 360 equal parts. This full circle of rotation is divided into 360 equal parts, and each part is called as 1 degree. So when the complete full circle rotation or the complete circle is divided into 360 equal parts, each part will be taken as 1 degree. Therefore, for one complete rotation, you will get 360 degrees. Because this complete part is divided into 360 equal parts, each part is called as degree, means this complete rotation has 360 degrees. So one complete rotation is going to give us 360 degrees, and this is the symbol we use for degrees. That is, just in the superscript you write a small 0. So this is degrees, means just in the superscript we will write a small 0 like this. So this is the symbol we are going to use for degrees. So this is the basic meaning of a degree. Next, now if you take 1 degree, divide into 60 equal parts. To take 1 degree, divide into 60 equal parts, then each part is called as a minute. Therefore, 1 degree has 60 minutes. 1 degree is divided into 60 equal parts, each part is called as a minute. So a degree has 60 minutes, and this is the symbol we use for minutes. In the superscript you write a dash like thing. Okay? Similarly, if you take 1 minute, divide into 60 equal parts, then each part is called as second. So therefore 1 minute has 60 seconds. And the symbol for seconds is, in the superscript we put 2 dash like this. So 1 degree has 60 minutes, 1 minute has 60 seconds. So this is the terminologies we will use. Now let us come to grade measure. So this is about degree measure. So now let us come to grade measure. So in grade measure, so second measurement we are discussing. In grade measure, this one complete circle which we make, one full cycle is there. So this complete circle is divided into 400 equal parts. One complete circle is divided into 400 equal parts, and each part in this is called as a grade. So therefore the complete cycle has how many grades? This complete cycle has 400 grades, and this is the symbol we use for representing grades. That is, in the superscript you have to write a small g. This is the symbol for representing grades. So the complete cycle has 400 grades because this complete part is divided into 400 equal parts and each part is called as a grade. This complete cycle has 400 grades. Now, each grade is divided into 60 equal parts, 100 equal parts. Each grade is divided into 100 equal parts, and each part is called as a minute. So one grade has 100 minutes. Again, 1 minute is divided into 100 equal parts, and each part is called as a second. So therefore 1 minute is equal to 100 seconds. Now minutes and seconds, the same terminology we are using in degree measure also, but they are not same. these minutes and seconds which we are using, the terminology which we are using here and in degree measure is same, but they are not clearly same. Okay, so this is about grade measure. So in grade measure, you just remember that one complete circle will give us 400 grades. Now let us go to radian measure. So in radian measure, we take a circle with radius r. We take a circle with radius r. Let us suppose this to be sector of a circle. Theta is the angle subtended at the center of circle. For example, O be the center of circle. So this is the length of the arc of the circle. So length of the arc of this sector is taken as L. So what is the relation between L, R and theta? We know L is equal to R theta is the relation between L, R and theta. So here, what happens if L is equal to R? If L is equal to R, for example, then the relation will be like this. That means theta will be 1. This is defined as 1 radian. So what is 1 radian? 1 radian is nothing but the angle subtended at the center of the circle when the length of the arc is equal to radius of the circle. When length of the arc is equal to radius of the circle, whatever angle is subtended at the center of circle is defined as 1 radian. So theta is 1 only, no, in this case. Okay, so 1 radian is defined as the angle subtended at the center of the circle when length of the arc is equal to radius of the circle. So this is a definition of radian, 1 radian. Now, for one complete circle, how many radians we will get? So we are interested in that. For example, if you take a circle, let us consider this as the sector of circle. So this is called as length of the arc. If I take another sector like this complete portion will be the length of the arc. What happens if I take the complete circle? What is going to be this length L value? If I take the complete circle like this, then the length of the arc is going to be 2 pi r. Why? Because if I take the full circle, circumference of the circle is nothing but 2 pi r. So for complete circle, this L is going to be 2 pi r. I will substitute in this relation. So take L is equal to r theta. Substitute 2 pi r in place of L. Both sides r we can cancel. So 2 pi is equal to theta. So when the length of the arc is taken as full circle, the angle we are getting is 2 pi. So whatever angle we are getting in place of theta is 2 pi. Therefore, for one complete circle, we are going to get 2 pi radians. For one complete circle, when L is equal to 2 pi r, we will get 2 pi radians. And radians, this is the symbol we use for radians. That is, in the superscript we will write a small c. That is the symbol we use for radian measure. So one complete circle is giving us 2 pi radians. What is pi? Pi is actually an irrational number whose value is 22 by 7. So approximately 3.14 we can take. So pi is always an irrational number whose value is 22 by 7. That is pi. In radian measure, why we are using pi means because we are taking circumference as length, no? For one complete cycle, circumference is 2 pi r. Therefore, a pi term is involved here. Okay. So let us link all these systems, radian measure, grade measure, degree measure. Let us try to link all these. I will link all these through one complete circle. So if I take one complete circle, one complete circle is equal to 360 degrees in degree measure, 400 grades in grade measure, and 2 pi radians in radian measure. This is the relation. Just I took one complete circle, that is equal to what in degrees, what in grades, what in radians, to take that sum. So if you simplify, we will get 180 degrees is same as 200 grades is same as pi radians. This is the basic relation. Pi radians is going to be 180 degrees. That is going to be 200 grades. But generally we won't discuss grade measure. We will only discuss degree and radian measure generally. So pi radians is same as 180 degrees. Now how to convert radians into degrees and degrees into radians? For that we will use this relation. 180 by d is equal to pi by r, or pi radians by r. So this is the relation we use to convert degrees into radians, radians into degrees. So for example, if an angle is given in degrees, put here, then the angle in terms of radians you will get through r. If an angle is given in radians, put here, then you will get the value in terms of degrees as d. So from this relation, what is d value from this relation? So from this relation, d is going to be 180 by pi into r. From this relation, what is r? R is going to be, from this relation, r is going to be, the value of r is going to be pi by 180 into d. So if you give me an angle in terms of radians, if you give me an angle in radians, I will put here in place of r. I will get the answer in terms of d means degrees. D represents degrees, r represents radians. If you give me an angle in degrees, I will put here. Then I will get the answer in terms of radians. So basically what you have to remember is, to convert radians into degrees, multiply with 180 by pi. To convert degrees into radians, multiply with pi by 180. This is the basic rule. Conversion of radians into degrees means multiply with 180 by pi. To convert degrees into radians, multiply with pi by 180. So this is the basic rule. Let me take some examples. For example, I want to convert 60 degrees into radians. I want to convert 60 degrees into radians. 60 degrees means degrees is given. Substitute here, degrees is given. Substitute here, you will get radians. So r is equal to pi by 180 into, in place of d, 60 degrees you write, because degrees is given, we have to put here. You will get the answer in radians. So what is the answer? Pi by 3. So 60 degrees in radians is going to be pi by 3. That is the process actually. So if I want to convert radians to pi by 3 into degrees, angle is given in radians. So put here, you will get the answer in degrees d. So d is equal to 180 by pi into radians 2 pi by 3. In place of r, write 2 pi by 3. Angle is given in radians, put here. Simplify. Then you will get pi is cancelled. 180 into 2 by 3. You will get the answer in degrees as 120. So to convert radians into degrees, multiply with 180 by pi. To convert degrees into radians, multiply with pi by 180. So this is the basic thing you have to do. Or simply remember that pi radians is equal to 180. in degrees. Okay, even that you can use. For example, I want 3 pi by 4. This is in radians. I want to convert into degrees. Simple. In place of pi, write 180. You will get the answer in terms of degrees. In place of pi, write 180. That's all. As simple as that. Okay. So next, whenever an angle is given without any symbol, that means an angle is given like this. No symbol is given, whether it is degree or radians, nothing is given. So when an angle is mentioned without any symbol, that is understood to be in radian measure only. Without any symbol, they are mentioning means we have to take it as radians only. We have to take it as 4 radians, but not degrees. The angle in terms of degrees, you must mention the symbol. Means if this is degrees, you have to mention the symbol like this. If it is in radians, this is the symbol. But for radians, no need of indicating the symbol. If no symbol is given, that is understood to be in radian measure only. Okay. So this is about radians, degrees, conversions and all the things we have discussed. Now, let us start the discussion of definition of trigonometric ratios. So basic definition of trigonometric ratios. So how we are going to define the trigonometric ratios? Trigonometric ratios are nothing but ratios of sides of triangle. That's all. So if you take a triangle, for example, like this. Let us take opposite to angle A, you take small a, opposite to angle B, you take small b, opposite to C, you take small c. You have 3 sides. So what are the possible ratios of the sides? You can take A by B ratio, B by A ratio. You can take B by C, C by B. You can take A by C, C by A. How many ratios are possible here? 6. These 6 ratios represent 6 different trigonometric ratios. That's all. The ratios of sides of triangle are nothing but 6 different trigonometric ratios. So what ratio is taken as what? We will discuss in detail in the next video. Okay, thank you very much. If you like this video, please subscribe and share with others. So in the next video, I am going to define the trigonometric ratios. Thank you.